Welcome to the John Roberts Gaming Channel. This is John Roberts, and you are watching Axis Placement 3, Episode 3. But before you watch Axis Placement 3, Episode 3, I'm going to ask you to like, share, and subscribe, and do all those wonderful things that I always ask you to do. So, Axis Placement 3, Episode 3. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Okay, Germany round 5, so we'll have to review what the Unions did. USA round 4. 4 infantry, 2 destroyers, 1 transport, 1 submarine purchased. For his combat, he took Northwest Europe. He took back the East Indies, just as I said. And he went for my submarine, and my submarine submerged. Him being out of range, I'll be able to get rid of his submarine. So that'll be fun. Try and even up the naval units here as best as we can. He moved his fleet down to 37. He moved this little contingent down to 39. Alright, he shored up Sea Zone 8. So the Germans might want to start buying a bomber, maybe some aircraft. See if we can take care of this. One thing with the Germans is we don't want to turn around this way. Unless we thought we would be able to take London. I don't think we're going to be able to take London. I think Calcutta is a better option. Calcutta, maybe Honolulu. We have to see how this goes. 4 fighters to Alaska. I was just looking at this. They could hit 63. They could hit 58, 57. It's not really too concerning. He could hit 50. He could hit 60 if he has an aircraft carrier. Alright, his mobilization though. He put a transport over here in 11. 2 destroyers and a submarine. And 56. 2 infantry in western U.S. and 2 infantry in eastern U.S. So Germany, like I said, let's get a bomber. Now what does he have here? Is 2 transports, handful of aircraft. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Germany we want to leave at least 10, I would say, in Germany. Would make it really safe. 11, 12, 13, 14. Forgot to count these. So he has 14 total units, theoretically, that he could come into Germany with in a 1-2 punch. So we just have to make sure we keep this safe. Alright, let's go with the bomber. And then let's go with land. Get all the land that we can get. 21 units, 21 infantry and 1 tank. I think I'm going to get 19 infantry and 2 tanks. It's a little better for the balance. And okay, 19 infantry, 2 tanks, 1 bomber. I like it. Let's move on. Tank blitz. But the tank will go into Novosibirsk. We don't need to keep a tank in Vologda. I want my units to be able to head down to Calcutta. Let's make sure we gobble up more of Africa. Just like that. That'll be fine. What does he have? He has 3 units here. I have 4 infantry. It's not enough to take this. I can't really put my battleship here. It'll be in range. We definitely want to take back France and Northwest. 4 units each should be good. I'm going to save an artillery. I'm going to use infantry, 3 infantry and 1 artillery each. That should do it. You know what? Maybe instead of this, maybe we do use 1 infantry to take Vologda. Because 1 tank at this point doesn't really matter much. It might be better to get rid of these 3 infantry using these aircraft. And then where are we going to land the aircraft? We could land the aircraft here in Egypt, put these 4 infantry here in Egypt. He wouldn't have anything that can get the aircraft there. But from Egypt, they don't really get much range, do they? They get better range here. So here's what we'll do. We'll send 1 fighter and 1 bomber. It's only 4 on 3. We'll send 2 fighter. Let's send 2 bombers. 2 bombers. We don't need the bombers for anything else. Could go for this fighter, actually. Could send 2 bombers to go for this fighter. But I actually don't even want to do that. I don't even want to do that. Take an infantry, put it into Transjordan. Let's take these fighters. Send them to Northwest. Do I need fighters over this way? I'm going to have 2 here, right? No, I'll have 1. Let's take another fighter. I think my plan is to land the bombers in Karelia. send a fighter to northwest, and then we could take one of these artillery. We could shore up our attack on France. And then we have a fighter to land in Berlin. We can land a few fighters up here, the bombers up here, and then we can threaten his naval units. As long as we hold one of these two fighters, I guess I'll go back to Western. Of course, we'll take Norway. Actually, these 3 fighters, I'll land in Berlin. That'll be a better idea. But anyway, this all looks good, so may the dice gods be with us. So, just because this was absolutely ridiculous, every calculator, I ran this through 3 different calculators, and every last one, the best odds that the defender got was a 0.5% of holding it. So the chances of holding it and still having an infantry left is even lower than that. Alright, so land those 2 back in Western. These 2 can't make it to Karelia, can they? I know it counted, I don't think they can, but I just want to make sure. No, we're going to put them in Western. We'll put these 3 in Berlin. Let's move these units down. I want to have a couple of units in Western Russia, just to be sure with these aircraft that I'm keeping here. Let's put these 3 units in Karelia. Let's move these units over to C-Zone 17 just to make sure that they're not in range of anyone. Okay, that looks good. So a bomber in Berlin. Put 2 tanks here in Caucasus. 2 more infantry. I want 2 more infantry up in Karelia. Load 8 infantry into Russia. And the rest in Germany. We could just leave Italy bare for now. Then we could see what the United Kingdom has in store for us. Japan, round 5. Let's take a look at UK, round 5. 3 tanks, 1 transport, 1 battleship. Alright, so he took Yunnan. He took Italy. He took Persia. He lost 1 infantry in Persia. And he moved 2 infantry to France. 1 battleship, 1 transport. 3 tanks to India. The Germans may want to attack this sea zone. Well, the United States, they're not going to be able to reinforce it. I can bring 7 on here. He'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should probably go for that. Let's look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm not going to count this one because I'm expecting to get rid of it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I still am short by 9. So I'm going to get a fighter, 4 infantry, and 2 artillery. Sounds good. Well, hold on. Yeah, I want to get a destroyer. I think it's worth it. That's better. Because we may lose a destroyer here, because he can come after this with aircraft. He could possibly put a aircraft carrier in 48 and have a landing point, and his fighters would be able to reach 60. He could also reach 62. Okay, we can give them a fighter also. Just make sure we get it. We of course want to take Yakut. We have a transport down here. He never attacked the transport. We'll see if we can get the transport out of there. I don't really see much more in attacks. I think Japan is handling this very well. There's very little threat to Tokyo, and we have a lot of land, and the Germans are definitely on their way. What can these two bombers do? Let's take a look. Nothing useful. Whoop. I guess I have to move it now. Never really encountered that. 61, I guess. Doesn't really matter. They're gonna get rid of it, but he'll have to bring something here, I guess. Well, he's got fighters. Okay. May the dice gods be with us. So we'll continue to defend C-Zone 62. Let's come down here into Szechuan. We'll bring the fighters there too. The tank I think I'll actually leave in Xinjiang. Or no, that's a bad idea. Just bring it down with the rest. Bring these 5 infantry down into Anhui. Take the 4 infantry over and then transport them over onto the mainland. Do a double and triple check. We're not moving these units. That's everybody. We can continue. Put the fighter in C-Zone 62. Oh, I already put a fighter there, huh? Okay. Put it out of Japan then. Destroyer and the 4 units. Alright, let's see what the Unions have in store for us. Alright, Germany round 6. 1 battleship, 1 transport, 7 infantry with the United States. Round 5. So C-Zone 61, he took the transport out. I anticipated that. And Philippines. He got Malaya, did not lose any units. His non-combat, he moved his fleet into 48, submarine and cruiser into 49, another little contingent into 44, moved 3 infantry into Eastern Canada, 1 fighter to Burma, 3 fighters to Hawaii, and 2 transports to C-Zone 10. There was no Soviet Union round 6 because there is no Soviet Union or any Soviet Union units remaining. So before we move on with Germany's purchase phase, let's just take a look at this. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units in 48. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that can hit C-Zone 48. Now, of course, he would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that could hit 48 afterwards. And he also now has transports in range, one transport that is, in range of Japan. He's not going to take Japan with that. So we'll see how we'll deal with that when we come to Japan's round. We have a capacity for 24 units. Let's go with a fighter, and then we'll build some land. The reason I go for fighters over bombers, usually, is for the defense. But I think a lot of times when players take Moscow with Germany, they think, mission accomplished, game over. This is not true. We have to be prepared for a very powerful United States and United Kingdom. United Kingdom will not get too much momentum if we hold Africa, so that's very important. Also, taking India is very important. If we take a look at this here, after they have gone, we have a 49 point, as long as my math is correct, we have a 49 point lead. Neither one of them can keep up with Germany, and we have Japan's income to boot, and the attack power. The United States power cannot keep up with Germany, and the UK, their second most powerful power, does not equal Japan. So this is very good. This is a very good situation. But this game is not over yet, so let's just make sure we do everything properly. So that's 12 infantry, 2 tanks, 1 fighter. So I think I'm going to use my aircraft to get rid of this. I think we can get rid of this. I think we have a very good chance here. Let's see what this says. This says it is strong. I think it is worth it. I will also take these 3 infantry into France with this artillery gun. And then we could put 2 infantry into Italy with one of these tanks. And that should take care of that nicely. He doesn't really have anything in range. We can get 5 infantry in there and a bombardment. Hopefully that works out. So we're definitely going to take Persia with all of these units. It's a nice threat onto India next round. I'll probably move this artillery into Congo, Belgian Congo, to threaten South Africa next round, so that we can get rid of the infantry, we can get South Africa, and then it wouldn't take us too long to get this. It's only 1. I'm not going to worry about it that much. Then again, taking the 1 is immediate, so maybe we do go after that. I kept these 2 fighters here so they can be used here in the Eastern Front. So let's use them in the Eastern Front and keep them here in the Eastern Front. Hopefully we still have some aircraft left after this. There's only one way to find out. May the dice gods be with us. Algeria is unlikely. I'm still gonna go for it. I'll take my chances. Well, everything worked out splendidly except for Algeria. It said it was unlikely, but I thought I would get at least 1 hit out of these infantry, but there was 5 of them. Didn't work out that way. The bombers will go back into Karelia. We'll just put the fighters in Germany. So now we can advance these 2 tanks. These fighters, I'm going to land them in Szechwan. This 1 infantry can go into Novosibirsk. Take these 8 infantry and send them down to Caucasus. Take this artillery, anti-aircraft gun down into Caucasus. These 2 infantry down into Caucasus. I'm going to leave everything else where it is, except this 1 unit in Norway. I'll send that to Finland. Leave everything else where it is. What we could start doing is things like this. We could take an infantry here, put another infantry here, take an artillery here, put another artillery here, put a couple infantry in Poland. So double, triple check. Not really moving anything else, so let's move on to mobilization. Put a fighter in Russia. I'm going to put the fighter in Russia. I'm also going to put 2 tanks in Russia. 4 infantry in Caucasus. What was that? What did I put? 5 infantry in there, and then we'll put 2 up in Karelia and 1 in Germany. And that looks great. Okay, UK. Let's see what you got in store for us. Japan round 6. So let's take a look around. The United Kingdom, 2 battleships. Interesting. Took Kwangtung. Got my battleship and transport. Lost 1 fighter. Where did those fighters come from? Oh, he was able to land. Okay. That makes this failure here a little more significant now. Move the bomber to United Kingdom. 2 fighters to Gibraltar, like we just said. 2 battleships in Sea Zone 8. I mean, we have 3, 4, 5. And he's got 4. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the Japanese. I think I already counted this, but I have to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Problem is, he's going to be able to counter. So let's see. He has 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's got 10 more than I got. He has 2 battleships. I have no battleships. So let's see. What could he do with these? If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can bring this fighter as well. So does this need to be all... I want a battleship. I want another battleship. Is 1 battleship prudent? I know I could get 2 destroyers and an aircraft carrier. I think that's better. We're not going to be buying any land units. We have 3, 4, 5. We'll have to land some fighters here. We'll probably have to leave a destroyer here so that he can't just come and bombard Japan. No, let's go with it like that. Let's go with it like that. I might even bring some of these land units and bring them back over to Japan. I don't really need them here. I think the Germans have this well in hand. I think it'd be silly to lose Japan because I had to leave these 4 units in Manchuria. They're not really doing anything there. These 2 fighters can attack Kwangtung. And this phase, these 2 fighters can attack Kwangtung and make it to 62 for the new aircraft carrier. Okay, let's take these 5 infantry. Go right into Kwangtung with these 2 fighters. We'll leave the 2 bombers here. What I'm looking at with these bombers is, do I want to go after this fighter? The answer is no, actually. I mean, I guess that's overkill. Yunnan as well. Ooh, how about this? How about this? I didn't see that, but I just did now. I just saw it now. We could take these bombers, and we can get this fighter, and only have to risk 1 tank. I think that is worth it. Then the bombers can land maybe in Kwangtung. We can stack up Kwangtung. Then the bombers have good range out here. We don't need them for defense. I mean, they're 2 extra units, but they're not necessary for defense. Okay, everything else seems to be in order. I like that. May the dice gods be with us. His fighter in Burma didn't even hit back, so we get to take the territory as well. That is excellent. Oh, we cannot land in Kwangtung. My mistake. We'll have to land in Szechuan, but we'd still put these additional 5 units. These 2 fighters land in 62. Like I said, let's take this transport. Let's take this 1 artillery. And then these 2 transports. Could take these 4 and put them on Japan. I think that sounds good. We can move this unit down into Buryatia. I like it, I like it. This destroyer will stay in 60 to block any bombardment on the island of Japan. Just in case. Just in case. I would like to take it with me. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 units. Let's just leave the destroyer there, just in case. Maybe the destroyer will take out a destroyer or something. So that looks good. Aircraft carrier and 2 more destroyers. Alright, let's see. Let's see what the Unions have in store for us.
So this is obviously a very interesting game. It's unusual for the Germans to take Moscow, but for the game to not quite be over. I think at this point, the Axis position is very strong. If I had a critique for this player, I would say that they didn't do well enough to hold Moscow. They should have put more effort into holding Moscow even longer. And then on the Pacific front, they allowed me, of course, to take a big chunk of the United Kingdom Navy, and they've left little targets for me, things like that fighter that I took out with the 2 bombers. There's been a lot of small things like that. But basically, it's just the main strategy against KJF. Moscow, always with the Germans. That's almost always the target with the Germans, is Moscow. And hold Japan, while the Germans steamroll, holding Africa and India. Eventually, the Allies will lose by attrition. But that'll do it for this episode. Please join us for the next episode of this exciting match. And if you like this match, please like, share, and subscribe, and do all those wonderful things that you do. And as always, thank you for watching.